Hello friends, this video on semiconductors part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 4 before going ahead with part 5. Now we will talk about the second type of semiconductor, which is the extrinsic semiconductor. Can you guess what would be an extrinsic semiconductor? Intrinsic semiconductor was the pure semiconductor. So obviously extrinsic semiconductor would be something which is impure. So what was the disadvantage? What disadvantage did you feel was there in the intrinsic semiconductor? The disadvantage was that until and unless you increase the temperature, or until and unless you thermally excite the semiconductor, it is same as insulator. In extrinsic semiconductor, small amount of a suitable impurity was added to it. What was the purpose of adding this impurity? So that it can conduct without supplying some external energy. That sounds interesting, right? Because if you use that means an extrinsic semiconductor will always be conducting without application of any external energy. Sounds good. Now this impurity is added in extremely small amount, say a few parts per million. So this ppm is a kind of measuring unit which say parts per million. That means when you add something in extremely small amounts, I mean, just imagine maybe you add one impurity out of 10 to the power 6 impurity. I mean, you add one impurity out of 10 to the power 6 atoms. So that means it is added in extremely small quantity. Impurity is added to increase the conductivity. As I told you, because conductivity was the disadvantage with the intrinsic semiconductor. The process of deliberately adding impurity is known as doping. So remember these new terminologies. And the impurity is known as dopant. Right? So because we are knowingly adding impurity to a semiconductor. So this process is known as doping. So doping is done to increase the conductivity. Therefore, extrinsic semiconductor is also sometimes called as a doped semiconductor. That means basically an intrinsic semiconductor with addition of some impurity becomes an extrinsic semiconductor. Right? Okay, so extrinsic semiconductor is more useful because it has the conducting properties. So this can be put into several practical applications. Now let us look at the impurities, or what kind of impurities do we actually add to the semiconductor. So we will talk about the dopants here. That means the impurities which we add. A suitable dopant is one which has the same size as that of the semiconductor atom. Same size is a very crucial thing here. Why? That's because, as I mentioned before also, that here we are talking about crystal lattices. We are talking about crystals where the atoms, I mean, basically your solid state physics will talk about crystals, because it only talks about substances which have periodic arrangement of atoms. Right? So now let us suppose if I want to add some impurity to a crystal, I should add an impurity in such a way that it should not affect the structure of the crystal as a whole. Now let us suppose if I am adding a dopant in a silicon crystal. So that silicon crystal consists of thousands and thousands of silicon atoms. Now let us suppose if I remove that silicon atom and place an atom of extremely huge size there. So will that huge atom fit into that space? Firstly, it will not fit into that space. And secondly, if you forcefully try to fit it into that space, it will distort the structure of the crystal. Similarly, if you place an extremely small atom instead of as a silicon atom, what will happen? There will be a lot of empty space around. Correct? So that means a suitable dopant is something which will have comparable size. More or less it should be of the same size as that of the semiconductor atom. So that is a very important criteria to select a suitable dopant. Now if you look at the periodic table, where does our semiconductors lie. So if you see, silicon and germanium lie in group 4. So if you look at it, silicon and germanium lie in group 4 of the periodic table, right? So if we want, the dopant should have approximately same size as that of these semiconductor atoms. The impurity should lie somewhere nearby. So that means there is one possibility that the impurity can lie in this group, that is group 3, or there is another possibility that it can lie in group 5, because as far as atomic size is concerned, as we go down the group, the atomic size increases, whereas as we move along the period from left to right, the atomic size does not decrease that much, so it remains almost comparable. So that is why if you compare the atomic size of boron, aluminium or gallium with silicon or germanium, the difference will not be much. So we can replace either with a group 3 impurity or a group 5 impurity. So now we have two possibilities. So if we dope it with a group 5 impurity, that extrinsic semiconductor is known as N-type semiconductor. And if we dope it with a group 3 impurity, it is known as a P-type semiconductor. That means extrinsic semiconductor is further divided into two types depending upon the dopant which is used, depending upon what kind of impurity is added to the semiconductor. So if group 5 impurity is added, it is called N-type. If group 3 impurity is added, it is called as a P-type semiconductor. So what we basically do, this is how the crystal arrangement looks like, right? I was drawing in the last few slides, right? It will have covalent bonding with the neighboring atoms. Now here if you see, these are all silicon atoms, but here just one silicon atom has been replaced with a pentavalent atom. That is a group 5 impurity. It can be anything. It can be phosphorus, it can be arsenic, it can be antimony. So it is replaced with this atom, right? So that is how we dope an extrinsic semiconductor. Now we will see how does doping increase the conductivity. What changes take place when we add this impurity to the semiconductor. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.